scary. Wario is pretty scary. Mr. G is scary.
Mr. G got through me and then legit right after.
Oh, he beat legit today?
This is why Mr. G is in this position.
Oh my god. So, we have Luis and legit falling early.
Yeah, and legit was saying that, you know, whenever a top player that I'm scared of gets out of bracket, I never get a free ride because I also get into losers.
The thing actually happens with him and Luis. They always, if one of them gets upset, like the other one does or something. Yeah, it's kind of wild.
Yeah.
But
anyways, I like the little interaction there between Mr. G 3XA. He swallowed the boomerang. I did not know if he could do that. Got some percentage back.
It was nice. Right now I'm thinking in terms of the long game, right?
Right.
How these two guys are going to interact with each other. Because 3XA, he's okay being the turtle. Like his close combat, his pressure game, it's always been improving for like the past year and a half. But like if it goes to time, he's okay with that. He's at peace with winning that way. But against Wario,
when time matters.
Yeah, where like you functionally have one less stock, especially if you're trying to play to that style.
Exactly.
It could get a little bit scary. So we'll see how it plays out, whether 3XA tries to turn up the gas a little bit to prevent too many wafts from coming online, or if he just holds firm and keeps calm with the understandable belief of I have projectiles and I have disjoint. Wario's never getting in on me to begin with.
That was a good conversion though.
Yeah.
What I was saying is that I saw a conversion earlier that Mr. G was using with his bike, and I never quite saw that. And I think him as a person has been refining his combo game quite a little bit, in addition to like these little neutral options he should be going for. But I'm just glad to see that he's improving every step of the way in the game. Like this guy never wants to play doubles for friendlies. He only wants to do singles.
I love it.
Yeah, because he's thirsty, and that's appreciable, man. Like he really wants to get better at the game, and you can see it.
I think the word is hungry.
Yeah, sure. What did I say?
Thirsty.
It's both.
No, like Mr. G's actually been like he went to Smash and Slash and to Crown, right? Most of the time when we see NorCal players travel out, they're like our top talent. But he's somebody who's like he's more like the mid-high region, right? But he's like, no, I want to learn.
Exactly.
And going to majors is some of the fastest leveling up you can do.
Game 3 against Cosmos actually at one point.
Cosmos plays like Tweaks Wario. I have to always point that out. Like that's crazy.
I love that option, by the way.
At tilt, at ledge, yeah. And also, while we were just gushing about Mr. G's work ethic, he brought back that whole stock, only taking 27, almost got himself a WAP.
Yeah, that was very, very, very close. 3x8, 3 times
he's still up tilt will do it, and I think... No, that's not going to line up.
I think it's way too high of a percent now. Might be wrong.
Up tilt, I think, can still do it. I don't know.
We'll see, we'll see. Oh, Wario's. I don't want to think about that right now. Anyways.
So the thing that's interesting is, given the way that we know 3XA likes playing, I don't think it would be crazy for Mr. G to look for waft as a neutral option. Because he will probably get another waft if he spends it relatively soon here.
Exactly.
That being said, like it could be risky, it could be punished for it, so it's still his call.
Mr. G was actually playing advantage really well there, in that he didn't, try to fish for a waft option. Doesn't quite get a punish. A little too aggressive with that. There's not that much likelihood to be.
That honestly looked to me like he didn't know whether he could punish it, right?
Yeah,
He's like, I'm going to find out today. Do I get forward smash on Toon Link up B or not? Yeah, because Ultimate's going to be around for like 7 years.
Yeah, exactly.
You want to know, like, at the start of the 7 years, am I going to be able to punish 3XA
at a tournament, nonetheless. Yeah, definitely. Good learning place. And Nair, double Nair, tries to read the rollback, but does not get the timing correctly. And 3XA just playing his game right now, He wants to stay back, does not need to commit to anything. Okay, but he does.
Don't you hate when your narrative is just wrong?
I know.
You think you have the read on how somebody wants to play?
That kind of just shows how good of a player they are, though. They're just mixing up commentators.
There you go. There's a punish for Hero Spin, right? Mr. G's experimenting.
And, right.
That is so scary to deal with.
Yeah.
It's like
you don't really opt to challenge off stage unless you're like in their horizontal space or no vertical space.
And the thing that stinks too is like if you're the one who's being edge guarded and like a Link can do that and cover your recovery.
Exactly.
And, that can be really tough to deal with.
It's actually if Mr. G takes the stock, it is
it's Mr. G favor. Mr. G is winning if he takes the stock.
You're right.
So this is actually really high tension, and that's the reason why we're seeing like 3XA not venture anything, right? Like nothing but shield. He's like, look, you can chomp my shield, you won't be able to kill me, and I'm just gonna try to not die for as long as possible. Yep, you see shield and roll just done out. Nothing but defense. Whenever Warrior's not above him. There we go.
I like what Mr. G did there, though. He knew that he wanted to shield all the time, so he took out his bike knowing that it's a command grab, tries to get something out of it. But luckily gets the kill.
Gets the dash attack.
Yeah. Did he convert it from down tilt, or did he
I think he, you know, I can't recall.
Okay, I don't either.
Yeah.
But either way, damn even game. Oh, big time punish.
No,
oh, no.
3XA DIing hard out. And I think that ended up saving him there. Because Mr. G would have to, like, lean into it, like, preemptively, expecting that DI, you know?
Is that true? Okay, I see.
That's...
But man, Mr. G in a tough spot now.
This is super tough now. Like, it's funny how it went from Mr. G favorite to Mr. G being strangled.
Right.
Just in a single instance. That's the nature of playing Wario, and, like, I think that's further reason why Mr. G does well with the character. From what I understand, he played Melee before he playing Ultimate, right? That's a game where your conversions are expected to be on lock, super tight, and if you're able to have that same level of execution with Wario, you don't need to worry about those fumbles as often.
Exactly.
Like, it's just like, oh, I have waft, I got this move, I got the kill, right? Like, if you can always count on getting the kill for the openings, Wario becomes extremely scary to deal with.
Exactly. Yeah. And he knows how to deal with just like catching people in the air as well as a Melee player. And, you know, like we, as people who played Smash 4, we're so used to all these air dodges that we're not given anymore in this game. But as someone who played Melee, where that's
you still only having one air dodge.
You know, yeah, exactly.
I do think Smash 4 players are a bit ahead of the curve when it comes to air dodge punishing.
Right.
Because that is something that we had to really hammer into our heads, how to do that. Not to say Melee they can't, but I mean, after an air dodge in the game, you're in free fall. Like, come on.
And here it is, Mr. G already at a high percent. But this, you know, I always look at this matchup and think this is expected. Wario's just going to take a lot of damage. It doesn't matter at the end of the
game. Did you see that dodge trap with the up air? That was cheeky.
It was actually pretty sick. And you know what's crazy? Drexen has not pulled the bomb yet.
He hasn't needed to.
I know.
Like, he hasn't actually pulled out a projectile yet. Wait.
He's playing the most gangster Toon Link I've ever seen in my life.
He's shanking right now.
Look at this. What?
But like it's working. Like
it was, yeah, definitely.
Sometimes I think 3XA underestimates how good he is at just playing with his sword.
Right.
I don't think he realizes he's as good as he is.
Right.
Because like we've seen, like to be fair, it is Wario, so you do outrange him. That helps you tremendously in the neutral. But I've seen that in a few matches with this.
3XA actually keeping up so much pressure right now.
Spot dodge into. Up B, not gonna kill.
That option, but it's so good.
It's the ultimate special.
And, 3XA not quite expecting. Is he dead here?
He's fine.
Oh, Mr. G just kind of.
Yeah, Mr. G wasn't sure though. That's why he was keeping watch.
What I want to see is that I want to see Mr. G kind of bait him out by going close to the ledge and letting 3XA do like a high recovery into a slap, because 3XA has been opting to do like a higher hero spin every time he's on. Ooh, every time he tries to recover.
I see. Because he's expecting Mr. G to like intercept with a 2-frame or something. Or especially if like Wario gets in the right position in down airs, that could end really badly for Toon Link.
True. Yeah, if you're like positioned well enough. I remember C4 always punishing with like dares from like really high up, but
man, that's a name I haven't heard in a long time. You should be playing this game. You should be playing Snake. Where is C4 at?
I have a funny story about that actually.
I know Vaughn knows. Vaughn, tell us.
No, Vaughn told me the reason he doesn't play this game is because he can't spam air dodge.
Oh my god.
Okay, anyways, this is actually a really bad spot for Mr. G. Like, even if he does get a stock here, you know, he's too stock to deal with. Actually,
I mean, it could be brought back for him.
Right there. Okay, so now, yes, you're right.
Like this is to be fair, 3XA has so far managed to avoid both the conversions into WAFT in the previous game. So like, he's in a favorable position. Still needs to be careful.
Even like any neutral option that starts converting into WAFT, 3XA has done a good job just avoiding that completely.
And you're just DIing like hard to the side.
Yeah. See, we know what Wario wants. He wants one thing right now,
and it's absolutely disgusting.
It's absolutely disgusting. Oh! Oh my God! What? Wario's a thick boy. He's in a high recovery. Yes. 3XA not quite ready for it. Good punish here. Oh no.
This could be a. Oh, that should be no.
Oh wow. I wonder if he could have just wafted.
I was expecting outright waft, jumping over the hero spin and just farting on 3XA's head.
Right.
I feel like with the rage and this being Smash Roll, that could have been enough.
Yeah, definitely. Nice tech from Mr. G there. 3XA just throwing out options, able to jump out of it. Mr. G does. And wow, Mr. G, nice. What was that? What hitbox was that?
I don't know.
I've never seen that happen.
That was. I didn't know there was a sour hit on that.
And even if like,
I've
never actually seen that sour hit before.
I've never seen that before. That's kind of wild. Okay, now I learned.
But Mr. G, regardless, still, oh wow, goes really deep there. Is doing such a good job. And he gets another tech.
That tech was, I would have gone stage spike there. I would not have been ready.
Played so well defensively there that I think he's got this game in the bag if he keeps playing like that. Didn't even need Waff.
Maybe Waff just holding him back, giving him tunnel vision.
Maybe. Have you ever seen a Waffless Wario? Like, come on.
I know Mango is trigger happy with the Waffs. I think Tweak is
Dash
a little
attack
bit too
gets the
effort.
kill.
Yeah, here we go.
Even game.
No Waff needed for an even game. You know, we were talking in the very beginning about how like players can undersell their own abilities in areas. What if Mr. G's underselling how good he is when he's not looking for Waff? Because the thing is, like, he does make so many comebacks against so many really good opponents with Waff conversions.
Exactly.
So I can understand why you wouldn't necessarily like think like, okay, well, what if I just never look for it and I just play neutral? And suddenly he has so many more options available to him to open up opponents.
That is so interesting to say. And I like this. He's playing so well defensively. 3x8 gets the dare to up air. Mr. G in a bad spot. Yeah, Mike was not was on stage, so he could not use that as a recovery option. Wow, that is such a...
Oh, beautiful. Look at these catches.
What? Mr. G,
I mean, all that being said, 3x8 still has himself such a solid lead, 126% to his favor. He's looking for another stage spike on the ledge.
And wow, high recovery here. 3x8, how are you going to cover this option? Oh my goodness. Gets the bomb, gets back on stage. Even stage control.
Oh, wait, I just saw the timer.
Wait. Oh,
this won't matter, though.
He's got it. He's got it. What?
There we go. Beautifully spaced forward air. 3x8 closes that out. Almost ties it all together, though, Mr. G, with Mr. G's really solid neutral play.
Yeah.